This is a guest essay by Mitch Schneider, who writes about Israel, from Israel.
Last week, 5 ambulances crossed from northern Israel into Syria. Not tanks, not troops, ambulances. Fully equipped and staffed by Israeli Druze paramedics, headed to Druze and Christian villages where hospitals have been bombed and help rarely comes. In other words, Israel sent medical resources into Syria, a country technically at war with Israel, to save Muslim and Christian lives. That made headlines. But for Israel's National Emergency Service, Magen David Adom, or MDA for short, that was just another Tuesday. On October 7th, 2023, while the world was still trying to understand what was happening, MDA was already there. First responders, first on scene, running toward gunfire while others ran away. They treated the wounded under fire. They evacuated bodies with dignity. Some of their volunteers and employees were killed in the line of duty. MDA teams worked under rocket fire that day and every day since, risking their lives to save others. In 2025, MDA responded to 1.38 million emergency calls. That's one every 7.3 seconds. Their average response time from call to dispatch? 2 seconds. Behind those numbers, 39,200 people, 90% volunteers, 6.3 million volunteer hours last year. Jewish paramedics saving Arab lives. Arab paramedics saving Jewish lives. Druze, Christian, Muslim, secular, religious. MDA responds to everyone. They operate 1,716 vehicles across Israel, including ambulances, mobile intensive care units, emergency motorcycles, all-terrain vehicles, sea ambulances for coastal emergencies, 5 helicopters equipped with advanced intensive care equipment, and 168 stations positioned across the country. They respond to terror attacks and car accidents, rocket strikes and heart attacks, mass casualty events and stroke victims stopped at red lights. But all of this requires one thing Israel can't afford to run out of: blood. In May 2022, Israel opened something that doesn't exist anywhere else in the world: the Marcus National Blood Services Center. It's a $135 million facility with 3 floors underground and 3 floors above ground, built to protect Israel's most precious resource. Not oil, not technology, blood. The old blood services facility was built in the 1980s. It was a beautiful glass building. Light, modern, completely exposed. During rocket attacks, MDA had to stop processing blood and move the entire inventory into a bomb shelter that normally functioned as a synagogue. Think about that. When blood is needed most, during war, they couldn't produce it. Bernie Marcus, the co-founder of Home Depot, visited that facility during missile attacks. He saw how vulnerable it was. He and his wife Billy donated $35 million to build something better, something that would protect Israel's blood supply, no matter what. The new facility goes 50 feet underground and features 3 subterranean levels, each one more secure than the last. The first underground floor has blood bank laboratories, a transportation center, and secure parking for ambulances to load blood safely even during attacks. The second underground floor has the cord blood inventory for stem cell research, a research and development molecular lab, and air filtration systems that can protect against chemical and biological attacks. If there's a chemical or biological attack, the staff can keep working and processing blood. The third level, the deepest level, is the vault, 3,230 square feet, extra thick concrete walls, blast doors. They are the heaviest, most secure doors in Israel, maybe in the world. Inside that vault is Israel's strategic inventory of 25,000 blood components. It can withstand a direct ballistic missile strike, chemical attacks, biological attacks, earthquakes, even cyber attacks. Every critical system has a backup: 2 ramps into the underground levels, 4 elevators, 4 generators, powerful enough to run the entire city of Ramla in central Israel with a population of 83,000. The facility doubled Israel's blood processing capacity from 270,000 units per year to 540,000. That means tens of thousands more lives saved every year. Every blood transfusion in Israel comes from this facility. Soldiers, civilians, cancer patients, surgery patients, terror victims, car accident victims. It doesn't matter who you are or what you believe. If you need blood in Israel, MDA provides it. No religion check, no ID verification. Just blood when you need it. But blood isn't the only thing the Marcus National Blood Services Center protects. On the second floor, above ground, is something most people have never heard of: the Sussman Family Foundation Human Milk Bank. It's Israel's first and only human milk bank. Every year in Israel, about 200,000 babies are born, 10% of whom aren't full term. Of those premature babies, about 20% are severely underweight and at risk for serious medical conditions that can lead to developmental disabilities or even death. For these babies, breast milk isn't just food, it's medicine. The milk bank collects donations from nursing mothers across Israel. The milk is tested, processed, and pasteurized to the highest safety standards. Then it's distributed to hospitals for premature and medically fragile infants. On October 7th, the milk bank didn't stop. In the first 3 weeks after the attack, they provided over 600 liters of breast milk to babies whose mothers were murdered, abducted, injured, or deployed to military duty. Before October 7th, the milk bank had 750 registered donors. When the war started, 200 mothers immediately signed up to donate. Another 700 joined the waiting list for approval. The milk bank doubled its capacity in 2022 after moving to the Marcus National Blood Services Center. Think about what that means. In the middle of war, while rockets were falling, mothers were donating milk for babies they'd never meet, and MDA was collecting, testing, and distributing it to hospitals, saving the most vulnerable lives. And this work doesn't stop at Israel's borders. A few weeks ago, MDA partnered with Samaritan's Purse, a non-denominational evangelical Christian organization providing spiritual and physical aid to hurting people around the world, to lay the foundation stone for a new medical station in Shlomi, right on the Israel-Lebanon border. The town was pounded by Hezbollah rockets for months after October 7th. 10,000 residents were evacuated. Even when the town was empty, MDA teams stayed. They had to find safe places to work, because they knew if another attack came, they'd need to be there. Samaritan's Purse donated 5 bulletproof ambulances at the same ceremony. When the new station is complete, MDA will be able to operate safely even under fire. That's a Christian organization partnering with Israel's emergency service to save lives on a border that's been a war zone. MDA is also training 17 young Druze men from Syria to become firefighters, including professional instruction, equipment, and a new fire engine. The goal is to establish a fire station in the Druze region of southern Syria. These aren't PR stunts. This is what MDA does. They see people who need help, and they help. Right now, with tensions rising with Iran, Israel's health ministry has put private ambulances on standby nationwide through June. MDA's network will be supplemented if needed, because they're always preparing for the worst while hoping for the best. MDA isn't a political organization. It's not a messaging campaign. It's not a hashtag. It's 39,200 people who've decided that every life matters, that blood doesn't have a religion, that a premature baby born to a mother who was abducted by terrorists deserves the same chance as any other baby, that Druze and Christian communities across the border in Syria deserve medical care, even though Syria is technically at war with Israel. They built the world's first underground fortified blood bank because they know that in war, when you need blood most, you can't afford to stop producing it. They collect milk from nursing mothers because premature babies can't wait. They send ambulances into Syria because people are dying and they can save them. They run toward the danger because that's what they do. And they do all of this without checking your ID, your religion, your politics, or your opinions about Israel. This is what a society that values life looks like.